Musahar, lecturer in business studies, Vishwamana PU College, Chitradurga. So dear student, in last video we have discussed about the primary market as well as the method of flotation. That is how you can raise the money or capital from the primary market, that we have discussed in detail in last video. Today I am here to explain one more important concept called comparative view about the primary market as well as the secondary market. So here are the some comparative differences between the primary market as well as the secondary market. So here are the bases or point of differentiation. There are around 7 or 8 differences are there. So the first difference what you will find between primary market as well as secondary market is a meaning. So as you know that primary market is a market for the fresh issue or for the new issue. Okay, here the companies are going to issue the shares and securities in a primary market for the first time, which are previously not available for the public for the subscription. That is called as a meaning of primary market. Coming to the secondary market or stock exchange, here the buying and selling of existing securities will be happen. Here we are going to trade. Trade is nothing but buying and selling of existing securities which are already issued by a company. That is what we say stock exchange or secondary market. That is one difference. Next one is another name also called as, this primary market will also known as new issue market, and the secondary market is called as a after market. That is what the another name are also called as, you can say. The third difference what you will find is type of purchasing. Type of purchasing, here under primary market the purchasing will be happen directly. Okay, here purchasing will happen directly. The general public directly going to subscribe the shares of a company, whereas in secondary market here there will be indirect purchasing or indirect selling of shares and securities. The investors doesn't know who is the owner and who is intermediary with whom we are buying and with whom we are selling. We doesn't know. That is what indirect purchasing of securities. Next one is the next fourth difference what we find is how many times shares are exchanged. So how many times we can exchange or we can sell, bought and sold the shares and securities. That is what trade will be happened. So under primary market only once. Okay, the company will issue the shares and securities only once. Later those shares and securities will be exchanged. That is nothing but they will come under the secondary market. So under secondary market multiple times buying and selling will happen, whereas in primary market only once it will be happen. That is what how many times we can sold the shares and securities. That is called a number of times. Next is what exchange between. So exchange will be happen, buying and selling will happen between whom. So here under primary market it will happen between the company as well as the investors. So it will be happen among the two persons, that is invest company and investors will be there. Whereas under secondary market it will be happen among the investors. So think that I am an investor and you are also investors. Okay, I am holding some certain securities, you want to buy those securities, so you are also a investors, I am also as investor. So we are exchanging the goods and service not goods and services, that is shares and securities between we both. That is what we are the investors. But whereas in a primary market, so the first it should be issued by a company. Shares and securities should be issued by the company, that will be invested or that will be subscribed by the investor. It will happen between the company and the investor. But whereas under secondary market it will happen between the investors. Next difference is who will gain the amount of shares. Okay, who will gain the amount of shares. So here company will get the capital. Here the shares or the price or whatever you save, the profit you get by the investors. Next was brokers or intermediaries. So under primary market you will have a brokering houses or underwriters, but whereas under secondary market you will find a brokers. Next is what next difference what we'll find is price. So under primary market the price of a shares or security is fixed by the company, but whereas a secondary market the price of shares and securities will be fluctuated, depends upon a demand and supply of a market. That is what the differences we will find. These are the 7 differences that we find between the primary market as well as the secondary market. Next we will discuss about trading and settlement procedure. Trading and settlement procedure. So before discussing about trading and settlement procedure, now trading in security is now executed through the online. Okay, now in today's era, buying and selling of securities or shares will be happen through the online. That is, we say as a screen based electronic trading system. Okay, electronically by using computer terminals, by using the network or electronic devices, buying and selling will be happen. So simply we can refer it is as a buying and selling of shares and securities or debentures are done through the computer terminal. That is what we say, just like your online purchasing, online shopping. Same similarly here also shares and securities will be purchased through your electronic devices. Okay, so there was a time, okay, when we look at the history of your stock market. So when we'll go back, so the East Indian Company, they first established the share market in Mumbai. Okay, so in those days, there was a time when in the open outcry system we used to follow. Okay, securities were bought and sold on the floor of a stock market, floor of a stock exchange. It is going to be traded under this system. In that time, okay, the shares and securities will be offered by a brokers. They are going to sell the shares and securities through the auction system is going to be followed, or bidding system, you can say bidding system is going to be followed. Okay, so the brokers, they are going to shout the prices of shares and securities, and those who wants to buy it, they are going to buy the securities. Okay, the person who bid the higher bidder will become a they will purchase the shares and securities. That is what the olden days it is going to be happen. But however, now almost all the exchange have been gone electronic, and trading is done through the broker office, through the computer terminal. So nowadays the buying and selling of shares and securities will be happened with the help of the broker office and with the help of the computer terminal. That is what the brief about the trading and settlement procedure. So what are the advantages we find when we go through the electronic trading system? First of all, you can say it will save our times. Okay, it will reduce the time, it will reduce the cost, and risk of error will be reduces. The first advantage what we'll find is the risk of error. It will save the cost. It will save the cost is saved. So it save the cost, as well as the risk of error will also be reduced when we go for the online trading. And this will also ensures the transparency. These are the very important point to be noted. Okay, you have to note the point, what are the advantages of screen based trading. It is important question that will be asked. Okay, that you have to write. First one is what? Transparency will be there. The participants, the investors will know the prices of a securities and type of securities being traded in a stock market, that will come to know. And even it will increases the efficiency of information, correct information we come to know about. Okay, and even the prices of each securities will come to know. Okay, and even it will reduces the time, cost, and risk of error. And even the people of all around, all over the country, even from the abroad, if they wish to participate in the stock market, can buy and sell the securities. These are the advantage we will find when we go through the electronic form of buying and selling of securities. Now let us discuss how this buying and selling of securities will be happen, okay, through the online system. So the first point is, if any investor, if any individual wishes to buy and sell the securities, if any person wishes to buy and sell the securities, first and foremost thing he has to do is he has to select the broker. That is what? Selection of a broker. First, he has to approach as the registered broker or sub broker and enter into agreement with that broker. The investor has to sign the investor as well as the broker, they have to sign an agreement, okay, before placing an order to buy and sell the securities. The first step is select the broker. In order to buy and sell the securities, first of all you have to select the broker or sub broker who is going to open and who is going to trade, that is what, buy and sell the securities through the broker. Okay, he helps to buy and sell the securities in a stock market. With him, as an investor, you have to make an agreement. Client and broker registration will be happen. He also provides certain other information, certain other details will also give you, like the information includes like your PAN number, okay, PAN number will be there, okay, date of birth, address, education, residential status, bank account detail, depository account detail, name of other brokers, client code, everything, the details of a broker will be provided. And next one is the broker then open a trading account in the name of the investor. So first of all what you have to do is, first you have to select the broker. With the broker you have to make an agreement. The broker will provide you the detailed information about him, information like his what, his PAN number, okay, permanent account number, that is this is a mandatory, and the date of birth, address, education qualification, his residential status, from where he is belonging, okay, bank account, depository account, and other brokers address, everything will be provided. Then the broker, after all these thing, he will open a account. He will open the account in the name of investors. Suppose if I want to open a if I want to purchase the shares and securities of Reliance company, what I will do, I will directly not contact to the stock exchange. Instead I'm going to select the broker or sub broker of a for the registration, okay. So in order to buy and sell the securities, I'm going to select the broker. Then he will provide the details. After detail, I'm going to make an agreement. After the agreement, what he will do, he will open the account on my name. On my name, he's going to open a account. The next step, what happen is, the investor has to open a demat account. Next is what, opening of demat account with the depository. So demat account, dematerialization account, nothing but whatever the physical securities you have, those securities will be converted into electronic form of securities, just like your bank account. Just like of bank account, in order to hold your securities, demat account will be opened. So the then investor has to open a demat account or beneficiary account with the depository participant for holding and transferring of securities in a demat form. He will also have to open a bank account for the cash transaction. So about the dematerialization we will discuss in a later. So next what will do broker, he will open a demat account. It is just like your bank account. In order to hold your securities, in order to hold your shares, he will open a demat account in the name of the investors, okay. And even he has to open a bank account in order to make a cash transaction. If you purchase the shares or securities, you have to pay a amount, okay. For that, the cash account will be opened here. The next one is, then investor then place an order with the brokers to buy the shares and securities. So next one is what will, next step comes under placing the order. Placing the order is nothing but after opening a demat account, the investor can place the order. The order can be placed to the broker either DP personally or through the phone or email, etc. The investor must place the order very clearly, specifying the range of price at which securities can be bought or sold. So placing of order, this is a third step will says that the investor place an order with the broker to buy or sell the shares. So here as investors, you have to give a clear information to the broker, that is through the DP, that is depository participant. You have to give a clear instructions that you should buy a number of shares, how many number of shares you want to buy, which company shares you want to buy, okay, at what price you want to buy the shares, everything detailed information should be specified, should be given, clear cut information should be given to the broker. After receiving the information from the investor, the broker will then go ahead with the deal about mention, okay, whatever deal. So I want to purchase 10 shares of a Reliance company, this is what the number of shares. As an investor, I am instructing the brokers to purchase 10 shares of rupees 100, okay, each shares if the share price of Reliance company is 100, then you purchase the shares for me. It is an instruction given by a investors to the broker. After the detailed information receiving, he will go ahead, he will proceed ahead, and he will give a confirmation slip issued by a issued to the investor by a broker. After whatever selling, he will confirm the order. Then what will do, the broker then will go online, connect the main stock exchange and matches the shares and price available. After receiving the orders, he will give you the confirmation slip. Yes, you have told so and so number of shares to be purchased and so amount of so and so companies per shares you have to purchase. This is what the information given by the investors to purchase the shares. That is what the he will give a confirmation slip. Then the broker will go to the online, connect to the main stock exchange, whatever the stock exchange he will connect it. It may be a Nifty, it may be a Bombay stock exchange. He will connect to the main stock exchange and matches the shares. Okay, whether the shares of a Reliance company is available or not, he will matches the prices and the shares available. Then what happened, when the shares can be bought and sold, the price mentioned it, the communicated to the broker terminal and order will be executed electronically. After that, after matching that, if it is available, the 10 shares are available at the price of 100, if the order is confirmed, then the broker will communicate to the counterparty, that is what the broker of that particular person, he will communicate it and the order will be executed. That is what 10 shares you are going to purchase of rupees 100. Okay, you are going to be purchase the share, and that will be happen through the electronically it will be happen. Then the broker will issue the trade confirmation slip. Very important, trade confirmation slip he is going to give to the investors. After the trade has been executed within the 24 hours, after the trade has been executed within the 24 hours, again the broker will issue the contract note. He will issue a contract note. This note contains the detail about the number of shares purchased or number of shares sold and the price, okay, what price you have purchased or sold the shares and securities, and even the date and the time will also there. So this contract note is very essential if there is any misunderstanding between the investors and the broker, then this can be legally enforceable. And after that, a unique code number will be there assigned to the each transaction of the stock market, that will be printed on a contract note. Okay, if any transaction will happen, there will be a unique code will be given, that will be printed on your contract note. Now the investors will delivery. The next is execution of what we can say, execution of order. So the next, investor will deliver the shares sold or pay the cash for the share bought. This will be done immediately after receiving the contract note. After receiving the contract note, so the execution delivery of shares or the payment of cash will be happen. If you purchased, cash will you are going to pay the cash. If you sold, you are going to receive the cash and you will give the shares. That will be happen. This should be happen within 2 days. Okay, within 2 days this should be happen. That is what we say settlement today. Settlement today is nothing but T plus 2 day. So T plus 2 day in 2003, this has been come into the existence. And this means the actually transfer of securities. The cash is paid if the securities are purchased. Okay, so the delivery will be happened after that. Okay, you are going to receive your shares into your account. Okay, and you are going to pay the cash if you purchased it. And what will happen, so settlement is nothing but here the actual transfer of securities. This is the last stage in trading of securities done, which is done by the broker on behalf of their clients. Okay, this can be two types: on the spot settlement, forward settlement. On the spot settlement means what? T plus 2 days. T plus 2 days means 1 day you will purchase the securities. Okay, that is what we say pay in day. Okay, exchange of shares and securities, that is called as a pay in day. In next day, after receiving the contract note, what will happen? Your shares, if you purchase the shares, the purchase of shares will be credited to the investor's account. Okay, and even not actually in the investor's account, that will be happen to the broker's account. And if you have purchased, you need to pay a cash. Okay, you the cash will be debited from your account. That is what on spot it will be happen. Say for example, settlement will be done immediately on spot settlement, which follows T plus 2 days rolling settlement. This means any trade taking place on Monday gets settled by the Wednesday. Okay, in within the 2 days of your trade, your shares you will get it in your account, and you are going to pay the cash. Okay, you are going to sell the shares and securities, you will get the cash. Likewise, it will be happen within a 2 day. That is what on the spot settlement. Okay, in 2003 this ruling settlement has been introduced by the SEBI. Next one is a forward settlement. Forward settlement means what? The settlement, getting of your shares and securities, or making a selling of your shares and securities will be happen on some future dates. In forthcoming days, this will be happen. It can be a 5 days or 7 days. So in weekdays, maximum 7 days. Weekly wise, it is going to be happen. And the stock exchange will be take place between 9 point between 9 to 3 p.m. okay, am to 3 p.m. it will be happen in a weekdays. Peak days it will be happen, that is Monday to Friday. These are the settlements. Okay, after the settlement, the broker then can make a delivery of shares in a demat form directly to the investor demat account, and the investor has to give a detail of the demat account and instruction his depository participant to take a delivery of securities directly in his beneficial owner account. So here the broker will make a, either he will credit shares and securities to the demat account of investors, or he may debit the cash in case of purchase. In case of sale, in case of sales, in case of purchase, what happened? The cash will go out, the shares will come in. In case of selling, what will happen? The securities will be go out and the cash will come in. Likewise, he will make a deposit. Therefore, investor has to give a clear information about the demat account, and detailed information will be given to the broker regarding his demat account. Okay, this is what the exchange procedure. So exchange procedure includes, like, first is selection of broker. You have to make a selection of broker in order to purchase and sell the securities. Okay, on behalf of your, the broker is going to purchase and sell the securities. Those broker will be the member of stock exchange. Whatever the broker will make agreement, they are the members, and they have a they registered with the SEBI. Okay, all the brokers compulsory they have to register with the SEBI, and they will hold a license. Okay, okay, when you select the brokers, you will make a agreement. After the agreement, he will open a account. That is what selection of broker. Next one is what demat of account with the depository. The next what is what next is what demat account is nothing but it will be opened with the depository participant to trade in a securities. In order to trade the securities, in order to purchase and sell the securities, you have to open a dematerialization account. Okay, demat account in order to hold your securities. That is what opening of demat account. Next is what placing a order. After the opening of demat account, the investor place a order, or the broker will place a order. So clear cut information will be given. Okay, information like number of shares to be purchased, at what price those shares to be purchased, everything will be told by a investor to the broker. What he will do then, he will issue a confirmation slip. After issuing the confirmation slip by a broker to the investors, then he will go to the online. The broker will connect to his main stock exchange and matches the shares and securities, whether it is available or not, and so on, so price, whatever the investors are given the instructions. Likewise, he will matches the shares and shares. Okay, after the matching, if the match is confirmed, okay, whatever 10 shares is available and for the 100 rupees, then if it is matched, what happened? The information the broker will communicate to the opponent broker terminal. He will communicate and he will execute the order electronically. Then the broker will issue a trade confirmation slip to the investors. Okay, the whatever the information you have given, accordingly you have got 10 shares of rupees 100. So the match, there will be a match. Okay, so the trade confirmation slip be available, will be given to the investors. After that, what happened? Then investors, after that trade has been executed within 24 hours, the broker will issue the contract note. The contract note is issued by a broker to the investors. So this contract note will include the number of shares purchased, at what price the share has been purchased, and the commission gained by the broker. Okay, the commission has to given to the broker, that is brokerage. Okay, brokerage charges will be mentioned here. Okay, if investors fail to pay the brokerage charges, if there is any misunderstanding or conflict, this will be act as a legal evidence, so that he can sue a case against the information to the investors. Again, this confirmation slip, what is the contract note, will have a unique code number. Unique code number will be assigned to each transaction by the stock exchange. Okay, that will be printed on your contract note. Now the investors will deliver, has to deliver the shares sold if after the contract note given by the shares. Now the investor has to deliver the shares in case of sale. In case of sale, you have to give your shares and will get your cash, and in case of purchase, you have to give the cash and you will purchase the, you will have a shares and securities. That will be happened. Okay, that day is called as a giving, and taking will be called as a pay in day. After that, there will be a settlement. Settlement is nothing but, settlement will be happen, that settlement is nothing but actual transfer of shares and securities. So it will be happen on the spot, or it may be happen forward settlement. So T plus 2 days usually follow, that is what we say rolling settlement. This is what the procedures and procedure and steps to be followed in order to purchase and sell the securities in a stock. So the next is dematerialization and depositories. Very important it is. As I told you, all trading, okay, nowadays the trading, that is buying and selling of securities, will be done through the computer terminals. Okay, since all the systems are computerized, buying and selling of securities are settled through the electronic book entry form. Okay, electronic way you are going to settle your purchase trade. Okay, this is mainly done, why this is done electronically. This has been adopted in order to avoid, or in order to eliminate the problems like theft, fake certificates, transfer, delay in procedure, lot of paperwork to be done. Okay, in order to eliminate this all, or okay, dematerialization has been done. So what is dematerialization here? Dematerialization is a move from physical certificate to the electronic bookkeeping. So it is a movement, okay, from having a physical papers, you are holding those shares and securities in a electronic form, just like your cash. Okay, you are not holding that in your hand, instead of you are investing in a bank account. Likewise, you are not holding your share certificate like equity shares, preference shares, debenture, bonds, you are not holding in a physical form. Instead, that will be there in a electronic form, that is in a demat account, that will be there. That is called as a dematerialization. Dematerialization is a process of holding the securities in a electronic form, is called as a dematerialization. Okay, you can write, it is a process of holding the shares and securities in an electronic form, is called as a dematerialization. So in order to hold the shares and securities in a dematerialization, the investor has to open a demat account with the depository. That is what the next point. Okay, you have to open an account with the depository. The depository is an institution which hold the shares of an investor in a electronic form. It is a organization. Depository is a organization or institution which holds the shares of an investor, securities of investor in electronic form for a trading purpose. Okay, that is what is called as a depository. Very important for the 2 marks. Next one will come here is depository participant. Okay, why the dematerialization of shares and securities will be happen? So this dematerialization enables the share to be transferred easily. You can easily transfer the shares and securities, and you can hypothecate it, that is you can pledge the shares and securities and get the loan. Okay, there will be no losses, there is a no risk like danger of loss, okay, theft, forgery of share certificate, fake certificates. In order to avoid this problem, dematerialization will be done. So it is a broker responsibility to responsibility to credit the investor's account with the correct number of shares. Okay, that is the depository, that is the DP's responsibility to the credit the number of shares in a investor's demat account. That is what DP is a person who opens the account of investor and maintain the securities recorded. So in depository in India we have two depositories like NSDL. Please note down this point. NSDL. NSDL is nothing but NSDL. We have two depositories in our country. Okay, in India we have two depository. One is NSDL. NSDL stands for National Securities Depository Limited. National Securities Depository Limited. Okay, this is the first and largest depository presently in operation in India. Presently it is operated, and it is a joint venture. It was promoted jointly by the IDBI Bank as well as UTI, Industrial Development Bank of India, as well as UTI, Unit Trust of India. They both jointly they are promoted NSDL and the National Stock Exchange. It is a joint venture among IDBI, UTI and the National Stock Exchange. That is what National NSDL. We have two depositories in our country. One is NSDL and another one is CSDL. Central Depository Service Limited. Central Depository Service Limited is the second depository to commerce operation and was promoted by the Bombay Stock Exchange. It is promoted by the Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, this is what the two major depositories available in India. So all the brokers, all the depository participant, they will have a link with these two and they will make a payment. The depository participant, that is what the brokers, okay, those who opened the account of investors and maintain the securities is called as a depository participant. Serve as an this participant will serve as a intermediary or broker between the investors as well as the NSDL and CSDL. Okay, this is what dematerialization. Next one is the investor. Investor is nothing but the person who wants to purchase the shares and who wants to sell the share on his name. That is who is called as a investor. The issuing company is nothing but the company who is offering shares to the general public. Who wants to raise the capital is called as a issuing company. That is what dematerialization and depository. Dematerialization means what? It is a move from physical certificates to the electronic bookkeeping. It is nothing but it is a process of holding the shares and securities electronic form. In electronic form you are holding the shares and securities in order to trade, in order to buy and sell. Okay, that is what dematerialization. In order to hold the securities, okay, in a form you have to open a demat account. You means the investor has to open a demat account with the depository. Depository is an institution or they are the organization which hold the shares of an investors. They are going to hold the shares and securities of the company. So in India we have two depositories, NSDL, National Securities Security Depository Limited, Central Depository Service Limited. These two we have in India. Next is participants, investors and issuing company. Next, how working of demat system, how it is going to be work. The first step is a deposit participant, either a bank, a broker or financial service company may be identified. First, as a broker you have to identify the depository participant. Is a broker or it may be a banker, merchant bankers or any financial institution or financial service company. First investors has to identify. That is what the first point. Okay, the first point, identification of bank or broker or financial service company you should identify. Next, what happened? An account opening form and documentation have to maybe complete it. Next, what will happen, you have to give the detail about 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 yourself, you have to give. Next one is the physical certificate is to be given to the DP along with the dematerialization request form. So next, what is happen, demat account. Okay, you are going to open a demat account. Information about the person will be given. Along with that, you are going to request to open dematerialization account. Okay, DP. Next is, if the shares are applied in a public offer, simply details of DP and the demat account are to be given, and the shares are allotted could be automatically credited to your demat account. If you want to purchase the shares, okay, if you want to purchase the shares, if you want to buy, the DP is going to make a trade. Okay, trade in a online with the help of the computer terminal. Okay, this is your third point. They will make a buying and selling of shares and securities through the order in a stock exchange. By connecting to the stock exchange, they will make a purchasing and selling of shares. If shares are to be sold through the broker, the DP is instructed to debit the account with the number of shares. Okay, if you want to shares, if investors, he is an investor, if he wants to sell the shares, then he will instruct the broker, that is your bank. You are going to give a instruction to the broker to debit the shares, number of shares from your demat account. Okay, for that you are going to get the cash. If the sales will be happen, you are going to get the cash. It is will be credited to your account. Okay, bank account, it is be credited. If the broker, if investors will give a instruction to purchase the shares and securities, what will happen from your demat account, what will happen, the shares will be credited your account and your cash will be deducted from your account. This will be happen. Then the broker will give instruction to his DP for the delivery of shares to the stock exchange. The broker then receives the payment and pay the person for the share sold. All this, the for payment or receiving of your shares or securities, payment of the cash in case of purchase, receiving of shares and securities in case of what way purchase. In case of purchase, you are going to give a shares. In case of selling, you are getting cash and you are selling the shares and securities. This lot thing will be happen within 2 days. This is what working with the demat account. First of all, you have to identify the DP, that is depository participant, that is the broker or bank. Okay, next, detail about the individual, that is the investors you are going to give. And next one is what, your physical certificate will be converted into a electronic form, that is your demat account. Along with the dematerialization request application will give. Then the broker, okay, whoever will the broker, he will make a trade in a stock exchange by connecting a computer terminal with the main stock exchange. He will connect it and he will search for the purchasing and selling whatever the instruction given by the broker. So in case of purchase, you are going to pay the cash and you will get the securities. It will be credited to your demat account in case of purchase. In case of sale, it will be debited from your demat account, and along in your bank account your cash will be credited. Likewise, it will be happen. All this transaction settlement will be happen within 2 days. This is what the working with the demat account. Okay, thank you.